Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Okay, you have found yourself a seated position, one that is both sturdy and comfortable, and your eyes can be either closed or open. And if they are open, your gaze is directed softly and clearly downwards. And let's begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose and gently releasing it out through the mouth. And let's do it again, but this time make sure that your out-breath is about twice the length as the in-breath. One more time. In and out. And gently become aware of your breathing. This simple, natural, rising and falling rhythm of the breath. Just notice it. Become curious in what it is like to inhale and what it is like to exhale. And when you notice that you are thinking and no longer with the breath, just gently return to the breath. No forcing, no effort. Now, become aware of your current emotion. You can kind of leave the breath alone and just move towards your emotional state. And for many of us, it's probably something slightly uncomfortable or just maybe irritating or not something we really want around. Maybe you're like me and have the cold chill of an anxious emotion in the chest. Or maybe for you, the chest feels more like a sinking feeling. Slight depression or loneliness. We really want to work here with some kind of an unwanted emotion. And for many, it's already present. But if you're having trouble feeling any kind of emotion, maybe you're not in particular bad mood or you're actually having a good day, I want you to carefully think about maybe a memory or a time when you had this emotion as something negative. Or maybe see if you can bring up an emotion, a negative emotion that shows up for you quite often. And with this emotion or whatever is going on, see if you can just allow it to be. Whether it's anxiety or depression or loneliness or agitation, anger. Give it some space right now. Just kind of set back and let it flourish as it wants to. And maybe you'll notice an increase of this emotion in the beginning, and that's okay. But you may also notice when you allow this emotion to exist, let it kind of flourish, it doesn't seem so bad, does it? It becomes more like a energy or like a sensation that's just kind of there. We're not trying to get rid of our emotions. We're not trying to change them. We're allowing them to be exactly as they already are. Not in order to change them, not in order to get rid of them, but to accept them. Notice what happens. And you may notice how thoughts are continuing on. This naming and dissecting mechanism of thinking. But now, with this emotion in clear view, with given the space to let it exist, see if you can now not label it. So maybe before you were thinking, oh, this is my anger, or this is my anxiety, that's depression, that's loneliness. Instead, see if you can just not label it at all and feel this emotion directly with no name. Just another pattern of energy that comes and goes. What happens? And further notice that there feels to be a separation here. There's the pattern of energy, the pattern of emotion with no name, and then one that notices this emotion, a separate self. Pattern of energy and a me are both also names. So now, instead of being situated as some observer of emotion, drop that label too and allow yourself to fully merge with this experience exactly as it is. And don't worry if you don't understand, just rest. Okay. You can look at the screen. Sometimes I do not sit very properly. You asked me, or somebody did in the comments too, and many of you liked this comment, to do a little bit more with working with emotions, and it's understandable. See, our emotional life is really the thing that guides a lot of us. It guides me all the time, guides most people, even practitioners of meditation. But what we can do with practice is to begin to notice the whole process of emotion, the whole thing going on. Because normally we're just kind of like being lost in thought in a daydream. Emotions pop up in the same way. Somebody says something, boom, there's anger. It's a chemical reaction that floods our veins with cortisol and different chemicals that give us this angry sensation, or fear, adrenaline, things like that. It's very, there's scientists that could tell you a lot more about it. But from a first-person perspective, when we actually pay attention to what's happening, we're no longer subjects of it. We're no longer being taken along for its ride, because we're observing ourselves. We're seeing what's happening. So we got two people here. We got the normal person, and by normal I mean our everyday, how we're growing up in our lives, most people you see around you. And then we have one that has found a little bit of meditation practice, one that can actually pay attention to themselves. Same person, or same thing happens, they both get angry. Boom, there's anger. Now this one is blinded by it, because this one becomes the anger. How dare you say that to me? Rah! And lost in a red rage. This one, same thing. Boom, gets lost immediately in the anger. But because she has practiced, she can see it happening. Not completely involved and taken by it, but being like, oh, that's a lot of anger showing up. And then she can stop reacting and just feel this happening, feel this arise, and watching it go. Now, I'm not sure if this is correct information, so please fact check me, but I think the chemical reaction that anger, I keep bringing up anger because it's a very strong one, the chemical reaction that anger produces goes through our bloodstream and lasts, I think, 90 seconds for it all to go away. So there's a reaction, initial reaction, and then 90 seconds later, it's gone. However, because we continue to be angry by thinking, it continues on. And we can keep that going for a lifetime with fear, with loneliness, depression, thinking. It keeps it going. So it's so utterly important to practice, because when you practice and you do what we did today, you just feel it. When an emotion comes up, we don't push it away or run away from it like we normally do. Or we don't get so involved in it that we can't get out of it and we're just hoping something will take us away, like getting drunk or watching TV or whatever. We allow ourselves to actually feel this pain, to actually feel this emotion. Because when we do it, we can see it come up and go. It's kind of like, I just thought of this. It's kind of like when an emotion happens, we have all these blockades. It's like, let's say there's this emotion is like a river, and it's a dry riverbed. And then when there's an emotion, a hatch opens up of anger, of loneliness, of fear, of depression, and it starts flowing. And if we just let it flow, it'll eventually, if there's nothing blocking it, it'll just go right through. But because we have dams and blockages and things like that, we And then we stop the emotion from flowing, make it go really, really, really slow so it lasts a long time. And then it builds up. Of course, you got a dam and it builds up, builds up, builds up. And then we even have another pump at the end that shoots it right back and goes all over again. And that's thinking. So here I am rambling again. Emotions are okay. It is okay to be human. It's okay to be angry, to be depressed, to be afraid. It's okay. But it doesn't have to last. That's a choice. And with practice, when you pay attention to the entire experience of an emotion, you pay attention to what emotion even is, and stop labeling it, and start just feeling it as it really is, you can watch it come and go. And allowing it to come, allowing it to go. That's the power of practice. Anyway, I hope that was useful for some of you. It's something I needed to hear a long time ago. Thank you for your time today. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.